Welcome back, Tactical Aficionados. I am Damien Darko, and you are watching Penn State Tactical, where it's not illegal if you don't get caught. So speaking of getting caught, or in this case getting caught out in the comments section, there has been quite a fair amount of debate in the lauded less lethal world by some of the most prominent less lethal YouTubers, or I guess you would call them alternative arms YouTubers, whatever you want to call them. So a particular individual, a particular YouTuber who will remain unnamed, has been calling out the actions of another YouTuber who will remain unnamed, unnamed number 2. So I'm not going to name unnamed number 1, but I am going to name unnamed number 2, and I'm pretty damn certain that unnamed number 2 is a man by the name of DK Spencer, who has been ruffling a lot of feathers in the less lethal world with his collaboration with the band by the name of Ballistics Joules, a monster, a mountain of a man, known for tanking less lethal launchers like Havel the Rock with 99 poise pre-patch. He recently did a video in which he just walked through a hail of, well, not gunfire, but less lethal fire from the new and very expensive Byrna CL, picking up a clean $100 bill for his troubles. First round of beers on Joel, because he got that $100 bill without any problem. No problem whatsoever. So, the debate going back and forth as to whether or not you should have a cap on the power of your less lethal launchers, or just basically let the sky be the limit, because you could really go in either direction, has been raging on. And it seems that some of these tests done at a human ballistics dummy have angered a lot of people, have invested a lot of time and a lot of money in certain products, in particular in certain name brands. Now, while I'm not all into naming those who don't need to be named, I have no such issue with certain companies like, oh, I don't know, Byrna. Remember, folks, companies aren't a person. They don't have human rights. So Byrna, which I found recently, actually has a lot of exclusive contracts with police and law departments. And perhaps because of this, when the CEO of Byrna started up his company, he actually did things a little bit in reverse of how a lot of us would have done it. He started by contacting the lawyers and asking the lawyers, hey guys, what would you do to design a self-defense weapon? And you want to know what the lawyers said? Well, the lawyers said, well, we recommend keeping it under 20 joules. In that sense, we can't imagine it ever causing any lethal harm, no matter what, ever. Because it's supposed to be a less lethal launcher. Makes sense. Of course, now you have this arbitrarily decided on cap that's been put on these things. And as you see, people like Joel, well, they just walk right through that cap. He's already collected all the scadu tree fragments. The Byrna CL ain't doing shit to him. And I kind of mentioned this, well, satirically, in the comments section of that first YouTuber who should not be mentioned, and the conversation went a little something like this. Now, there was more to this conversation. I had an epic, I'm telling you right now, epic clapback. It was a good, solid paragraph of me explaining the logistics of being stabbed by a crazy man on meth with a screwdriver, or I think I said a syringe. Yeah, it was a syringe. I was discussing the possibilities of the person on drugs, the zombie on drugs, walking through your $600 Byrna CL and stabbing you right in the face with a syringe, because the lawyer said that you can only have 20 joules of power to defend your life from the crazy zombie with the syringe. And that was my last clapback comment, but as you can see here, it somehow disappeared from the comment section of the YouTuber who shall remain nameless. He apparently not only has a relationship with Byrna, he also has one with Thanos, because this thing has been snapped right out of existence. Well, let's see if you can make this video disappear as easily as you made that comment disappear. I am really tired of all of the moralizing which I see going on in the less lethal community. It seems to be so incredibly bifurcated, where you have some people out there who are so far on one end of the spectrum, but the reason they're using less lethal is probably because they like to start fights, and they're not allowed to own certain other things because of their prevalence for starting fights. And then you have other people, which I'm just gonna, I guess I'll just be disrespectful here. I just see them as being overly meek when it comes to the defense of their own lives, the lives of their families. this concern with the over litigious nature of our society, and that is a real concern, but that's something you deal with after the fact, after the zombie with the screwdriver filled with the crack has already been dealt with. There was that one comment, it's like, well, you know, if you go over 30 joules, you could possibly rupture a kidney. And my clap back to that was, well, don't make me freaking do that to you. You know, that's my take on it. But thanks to Byrna, and what I'm thinking of is the Byrna fanboys. And man, I do not like this company at all. To me, it reeks of corporate hollow nonsense. I would rather take the jacked up ones that you can buy from Taiwan. Oh, I know, they're not made in America. Than have to deal with Byrna, who, as far as I'm concerned, only has the share of the market that they have because A, they got in early, and B, they trademarked their signature puncture system, which you can pull the trigger to fire the first shot and puncture the CO2 all at once. They're the only ones that can do that because they own the patent. And it is a very convenient tool for a less lethal encounter, especially a carry, as opposed to home defense where you have time to hit a thing or to turn a knob or whatever you got to do. That is the big thing that Byrna has going for them. They took that, they trademarked that technology so no one else can use it, so now we're never going to get a 30 plus joules marker that actually has that capability because Byrna won't do it, because lawyers that created Byrna, like Sauron creating the damn rings, decreed that you would never go above 20 joules, and if the crackhead gets through the 5 or 6 rounds of 20 joules he got, then they just deserve to win that confrontation. They win PvP, and you are booted off the server, my good man. Bad news, you're also playing hardcore, and you didn't remember to save, and there was no save spot, so you're really shit out of luck. Anyway, so for those of you who are maybe just getting into the whole argument involving less lethal launchers, if you're getting into less lethal, or if you want to know some possible better alternatives to less lethal, like and subscribe right here at Shattered Laugh Productions, aka Band State Tactical, as we are engaging what I like to call black powder summer. You see, CO2 powered air launchers aren't the only thing you can get without having to go through an FFL dealer. You can also get archaic weapons from the Civil War that are still fully functional, if an absolute pain in the ass to work with. And I'm going to be going over all of them right here on Band State Tactical. We're going over the pepper boxes. We are going over the 44 caliber snub-nosed bulldog black powders. Those things are nasty. And we're even going over the bigger, what I like to call black powder magnums, which you can, again, get without any background check. And in some states, you can even have delivered right to your damn house. In many of them, actually. And unlike Byrna, these things weren't designed by lawyers that wanted to keep them under 20 joules of power. Actually, considering they were made before the Civil War, a lot of them were designed by people that... Ooh. Anyway, I've been Damien Darko, and you've been watching Band State Tactical, where it's not legal if you don't get caught. Zombies falter as we night, Band State Tactical.